Hi everyone. It's been a few weeks since I posted. I've been having a really difficult time with my left artificial hip. I am starting to feel some better, and I have some updates to share that are positive about this. I first want to just briefly back up. I've been hearing a loud grinding noise coming from it. What it reminds me of is grade 11 chemistry class with a mortar and pestle where we were grinding up whatever was being tested in the lab. It wasn't metal, it was ceramic type noises. Maybe what you would hear when you're unloading a dishwasher, although a grinding sound instead of stacking bowls or stacking plates. I had my assessment on April the 9th, and I felt really good about the appointment. The surgeon was paying attention to me. He was asking good questions, and he explained his reasoning out loud as he was thinking through it. So everything about him and what he was saying amounted to, I want to help you. I'm in the situation where it doesn't fit neatly into what's wrong, and I hadn't been able to identify a pattern of why or what was causing the hip to do this, meaning there's a possibility that a ligament or a tendon inside my hip could be the cause of all this trouble. To start with, he's sending me for an MRI of the hip. So I've had this done several times, and I just want to share one image from one of my previous ones, just to help you understand as I talk about it. So let's look at this together just briefly. So this is the hip that had the disease. This bone right here is called a greater trochanter. It's actually supposed to be in this space that I'm now circling. And it's disformed because of the disease. This bone here is also not correctly shaped for the cartilage that is I'm pointing at right here. And what this MRI ended up finding, I'm pointing at it here, but it's going to be hard to see. The cartilage right there was torn because of severe arthritis. There's more that I could talk about with this, but I don't want to get too caught in the weeds. The upshot is, in the present day, the surgeon wants to look inside of me without actually cutting me open to try and understand what's wrong. There is a silver lining to this. On April 11th, the hip malfunctioned again, but this time it was a repeat of 3 previous instances, and I immediately knew what the pattern is. So it's looking like it's a hardware issue that's wrong with my artificial hip. It's not normal that they come to the end of life this quickly, but it does happen, and I was assured by the hospital staff that it was nothing that I had specifically done wrong. And I was glad to hear this, although I've not found it easy. So I'm expecting to get back in with the surgeon around the end of May or the start of June. My MRI is going to be taking place on May 16th, unless it becomes expedited. I am happy for a surgeon to take a look inside of me and to have confidence before jumping to an operation or recommending something else for me. And when this appointment left or finished off, the surgeon hadn't made a statement that left him locked into a position, and he hadn't made a statement that trapped me out of what I was thinking was wrong with it. And I'm happy for any doctor to say they don't know and want to help me find out. But from the conversation that I had with them, being able to identify a pattern is what makes all the difference. And it's going to be very hard to discredit that it's not a problem with the artificial hip reaching the end of its life. So I am looking forward to the next appointment that I have with them. So what I want to talk about next is what I finally figured out. It's been a lot to get this far. Okay, so what I want you to see here is this very simple figure that I've drawn. And what I want you to see is the motion of raising my left knee towards my chest with my leg in that position causes the hip to lock, and I can't bring it in closer to my chest than that when I'm raising it up. Whereas the other side is able to come to my chest easily. It's not painful, and it doesn't make the grinding sound obviously. That locking is very significant for proving it's a hardware failure. There may be the need for x-rays so that we can see what's actually going on in the hip when I'm in this position, and trying to understand what changed inside of me so that if I have to have it replaced, it won't happen to me a second time. So my day-to-day life, and this is sort of the good news part of all this, I've been able to identify the pattern, and it's limited it happening a whole lot. And this is sort of why my energy is starting to come back to me. The muscles in and around my left artificial hip have been quite beat up because of the bones just banging into them. It's been very painful. It's going to take me a while to heal and recover. But overall, things are trending in the right direction at this time. And I hate to say that I don't expect it to go backwards, because I've thought this way and it's backfired on me. But everything I know at this moment leads me to believe that I don't think things will get worse between now and when I have the next appointment with the surgeon. Even though the hip could malfunction between now and then, I don't think it'd be happening twice a day and make me feel really weak and like I'm going to vomit near as much. So the upshot is that I am getting some help. I wanted to share there's been some really kind friends that have been supporting me during all this, and I've been feeling cared about, and they've been patient with me and showing love to me. And it has been a lot to go through, but I'm not doing too bad overall right now. I haven't posted any videos of Gary. That's my hamster. I will share some and get the CCTV recording re-enabled. But I wanted to share something. I'll just use this as an example. This is a type of wrench, by the way. So I've been picking Gary up and putting him like this and just close to my chest. Last night, Gary tucked himself into a ball and then just nuzzled in tight to my chest. And he did it a second time, and then he perked up and he was starting to try to figure out where he was. And I wanted it to end positively for him, so I took him back to the fish tank he's living in right now, and it seemed to have gone well. He waited up this morning for me to get out of bed. I was up around 10:20 or 10:30 a.m. and he'd waited up for me to give him some food. So I really enjoyed the time I spent with him this morning. And it seems to me the trust between him and I is growing, and I'll be able to have lots of special moments with him as I go through the challenges of my hip. So kind of what I've got going on during the next while partly involves some tidying of my house. I've got a few repairs that need to happen to my home. I'm going to have to get a contractor here for. I did something really stupid a while ago. I lost my keys. I was at the hospital and took them off for a doctor to examine me. And when I realized 10 minutes later they were gone, and that's the end of them. The upshot is to get back in my house, we accidentally broke one of my windows. And I'm going to have to get a glass person here to fix the window for me. I broke one other window when I was a boy. I'm useless at sports. And when I was about 9 years old, I kicked a soccer ball, and I'm just not good at sports. Now, this is a soccer ball. I went in and kicked it at the side, and the ball went that way. And the ball bounced off the window while my mother was changing her clothes and in her slip and shattered the pane of glass. It scared the wits out of her. I didn't get in trouble, but it scared her good. Anyway, it's a funny story from my childhood. The other thing I need to do is I'm looking at getting an electrical panel brought into my home. It's an enclosure right now on the outside wall, and I literally just want to switch it around 180 degrees. And I need to get an electrician to do it. I know how, but with the way my legs are, I can't practically do the work. So overall, I'm not, I'm feeling good about my life, although things have not been easy. And I'm trying to make the best out of it. I think that's the best of leaving or sharing the update for right now. I will share another update when I've had the next appointment with the surgeon. But I'm trying to get back and giving YouTube some of my time and energy since I've started feeling better. I'd really been focused on just getting my meals, trying to feel rested, and trying to spend some time with friends to cope and coexist with the pain that I was experiencing. Okay, I hope each of you are doing well. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.